All right, halfway through the month. At this point, many of us have already abandoned our goals for the new year, but it doesn't have to be this way.
That's right. Dr. Tanya Pruitt-White joins us now to share why traditional resolutions often fail and what we can do to bring about lasting change. So I guess the first question I want to know is just why do people set such high goals for resolutions? I mean, it's not even 3 weeks into the month that people are already bailing on it, you know?
Yeah, I think most of us know there's things we want to change, and so we have this grand, big goal. So a year from now, I want to save for a house, or I want a new job. And what we don't realize is that there's all these little steps that take us to get there that don't feel as daunting.
Okay, so you talk about how to recommit, because you can already have fallen off the wagon a little bit, but it doesn't mean you have to bail on all your plans.
Yes, it's our all or nothing mentality. We have this mindset, I'm all in or I'm all out. And the reality is that most of us for change is that there's setbacks, we mess up, we have a week that we're off and we don't do the things we said we were going to do. And so recommitting is going to this week and saying, okay, what is the one shift I can make? For a lot of us, it's waking up 10 minutes early to read. Or I'm going to make sure that I get up 10 minutes early and I'm just gonna set my clothes out. It can be that simple rather than I'm gonna make it to the gym, I'm gonna do all of these things and I'm gonna do it the rest of the year.
Yeah, that seems like a daunting task.
It does.
To go to the gym every day for the rest of the year. Okay, so you talk a lot about embracing ambivalence. Can you say more about that and why that's so important to getting back on track?
Yes. So we need to normalize ambivalence. And it's this tug-pull where I want to change and I also want to stay the same.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I think about this. We might want to save money, but I also want to go to the concert next month and pay all of this money for it. And so when we normalize that as much as we want to change, we also want to stay the same. But as we start thinking about change, our previous behavior becomes more attractive.
Okay.
And so if we normalize that and know, right, I've started this new routine, but it was really comfortable of who I was last month. And that's normal. And if we normalize that, then we can say, what is the goal that I have? It's not, we're ditching the goal, but like, what is that goal that I have? What do I have to do tomorrow to get myself there and change?
Okay, because I get, sometimes I'm like, I know I'm supposed to do this to get healthier, I know I'm supposed to do this, like, but then I'm like, I don't know if I care. How do I make myself care a little bit more to make some of the changes that I probably should do, but I'm like,
Yeah. It's a great question. So here's the thing that I often ask clients. When we get into that point, like, oh, I don't know how much I care, it's what do you want to feel like or what do you want your life to look like a year from now?
Okay.
And most people will be like, oh, this is what I want to feel. Okay, let's hold that for a minute and be in that.
Okay.
And then it's, okay, if we don't make these small shifts or change and we make no changes, how is our life also going to look like a year from now? And most people are like, oh my gosh,
exact same.
I'm going to be the exact same. I want to do this. And so that's a lot of the conversations that I'll have with clients.
And how important is, I mean, because it's obvious, you know, there's these little steps, but you almost have to shift your mindset in a lot of ways. Can you talk more about just how to do that and just why that's important?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think about the shame that we get or guilt when we don't make the change. And so I think the mindset is I'm going to make mistakes along the way. I'm going to have a bad week, I'm going to have a bad day, and I'm going to embrace that, give myself grace is the biggest shift that I find with a lot of clients who are high achieving humans who want to do things with their lives. They're like, no, I'm going to have some bad days. I'm going to not do the things I said I was going to do. And then tomorrow or next week, I'm getting right back onto the change.
Yeah, because you almost say ditching your resolution is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I believe change compounds over time.
Okay.
Right? One day compounds to 1 week, compounds to 1 month, and then 365 days from then, if you're doing these small changes, we could be in a completely different spot in our lives.
I also think, too, that it's important to also reflect upon the changes that you've made, even if they're not big, just to go back and say, where was I a month ago? Did I get up 10 minutes earlier? Did I do that? And looking at those small wins, do you agree with that? Is that something that you encourage clients to do?
100%. We have a negativity bias.
Yeah,
we have
and
it's a survival mechanism as well. It's a historic. So knowing that we have this bias to go to the negative, the one time we didn't do the thing that we said, or the one goal we didn't accomplish that we wanted, and these small wins, okay, what are the things that I did achieve? What are the things that I did commit to? When we focus on that, it can also change our entire mindset. So we're not sitting there feeling guilty that we're not enough, especially in social media, right? You look at everybody else and we can compare really quickly.
I feel like you just gave like a dispensation to everybody.
Right,
to
like
ditch
you're
their-
okay.
You're okay.
It's Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
Don't wait till Monday.
Right, right,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's
Fantastic.
all right. Well, thank you so
Yeah, we
much, Doctor, for
appreciate
joining us. And because the collective, I think everybody's excited for your
Yes.
news. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.